Pour me a cup of that Joe. Welcome to the Teacher's Lounge, baby. Let's start the show.
Okay, we're recording. I'll cut this. Let me just get levels. I'll cut this.
Yeah, luckily, Howard, you know how to do it better than Howard.
Do you want me to just sing a song or
Yeah,
what's best
no,
for you?
because we're not going to be singing on air. So just talk normally. Just talk like say a secret or something like that.
Say a deep dark secret.
Yeah, I'll
to
cut
test
it.
the levels.
But we'll cut this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And we'll just start on the intro.
Okay, great. Does anybody have one they want to go first? Or
Yeah, I'll go. Yesterday, I hid behind the women's panties in Walmart. I laid on my side in a display and watched women pick out their panties.
How are the levels on that, Todd?
How was that?
The levels were good.
Do you need more?
No.
Do you need more of the secret?
Just the part of why. So you're turned on by women picking panties out?
Yeah.
The idea of them making the choice.
Well, it's really more. I found when I was there, I was more turned on by the confined space than really even the women picking out their panties.
Could have been anywhere.
So I found that out. I didn't even really need to be in the women's section, so I ended up balling myself up behind a bunch of basketballs over in the sports
Balling
section.
yourself up?
Oh,
I was so turned on.
okay. Levels are good.
I can.
Great. So why?
I'll go for it. Last week I pretended to work at a Burger King and stole the money out of the till.
I'll cut this.
Okay, we'll cut that. You pretended?
Stole the money out of the till.
Yeah. I needed a little bit of walking around money, and I was having a lunch at Burger King. So I just...
Don't you love walking around money?
Yeah. I need it.
It's different than other money.
It's money you know is gone. You take it out of the ATM, you know it's already gone.
It's a certain amount from,
It's just
I don't know,
walking around money.
5 to 200.
Yeah, depending on where you are. If you're in Vegas, you need what, $300-$400 walking around money.
Yeah.
Well, you got your walking around money, you got your
step.
table money.
Table money is different. That's true.
Table money's $350 to maybe $1,000.
Right.
Depending
Yeah.
on your, unless you're high stakes.
I stole $33.50 from Burger King. That's
$33.50. That's walking around money.
That's walking around
That's
money.
Is that
perfect.
popping? $33.50
cents.
Yes, it's all
It's
popping.
all popping.
Jesus was 33 when he died. Is that popping?
One more?
Jesus was a 33-year-old man when he was crucified. Is that popping?
That's popping. That's
It's all
perfect.
popping good.
Now I know I've been really calm and normal lately, and so my lower registers might not be picking up. Should I tell a secret in my?
Yeah, and whatever register you'll be speaking at.
Okay. To get money for heroin, I killed a young dog for a horny man.
Jesus Christ.
That's dark.
That is tough.
dark.
Sam, that's dark.
Young
Hey.
dog.
We're gonna delete that.
Puppy? You kill a puppy for a man with a boner?
It was a puppy?
What?
No, it was a homeless man who couldn't afford to support his animal.
Jesus Christ,
So
Sam.
his horniness was unrelated. He just also happened to be horny.
Where the fuck was this?
He paid you?
I just needed the money, okay? I needed the opium.
You didn't ask enough.
I know
you didn't
we-
ask enough questions.
I know we've all said that we will enable you by not telling you to stop, but we will not financially enable you.
Yeah.
But if you're going to kill a dog, I'll throw a few bucks your way.
Yeah,
instead.
come on.
Please.
I just want to say
Yeah.
also that wasn't a true secret. That was just.
Oh, that was a lie. That was a lie. Yeah.
okay.
That's unfortunate.
That's a
Good.
fucked up lie. That's honestly
It's a
tricking
big-
us.
That's where your brain went. That's scary.
Yeah.
Okay.
What did you actually do
You want to know what
to
I
get
actually
the
did?
heroin? Yeah.
Well, it was a dark time, and I
This was
snuck
yesterday?
in. This was yesterday. I snuck into the local laundromat, and
You had to sneak in. It's 24 hours.
I snuck in because
Now, when you say laundromat, is that the same thing as a laundromat?
I believe so.
Is this a mat out in front of a house made of dirty laundry?
Yeah.
Or is this
Yes.
a... Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I snuck into the laundromat, which is a big pile of clothes in front of someone's home that
people wipe their feet
on. And when they went to wash their laundromat, they pulled me inside,
I see.
and I killed someone's puppy to get money.
Oh my God. I was hoping that detail wouldn't be in the true story.
So the first story wasn't even a lie. You just omitted part of the story.
The second one, I don't like how these are sounding. We're
Did
gonna
you
delete-
lie
We're gonna-
again?
We're going to cut him. It doesn't
We're
matter.
going to cut that.
Because I didn't do that.
All right. And your levels are great. Everything popped, so that's nice. All right.
Your not gonna tell a secret, Todd?
Yeah, Todd.
Oh, yeah, my levels sound good, but if you guys want to hear a secret just for a quid pro quo, sure.
Yeah.
Quid.
Yesterday, I killed a young homeless man for a horny dog.
Oh, my
Related.
gosh.
These are related stories.
That's almost the exact inverse.
Oh, I do see that. And I thought it was coincidental. And then when you said it was a lie, I was like, oh, maybe he knows about mine and made it up. That's
We
reverse.
can't stop being heroes,
No.
can we? We're cleaning up the streets.
Just for one day, yeah.
God, we're heroes.
Okay, so I'm going to cut all of that, and then we'll come in 3, 2, 1. Teachers Lounge, the first, best, and only podcast with about issues pertaining to the greater Hamilton High School community. I am your shock jock mother flappers, Todd Tadre in the house.
Wow.
My name is Sam Weatherman. I'm here, I'm relaxed, and I'm also feeling good like Todd.
You got Stu Taylor here. Here for my second episode, and I am stoked as hell, boys.
What's up, Bill Cravey, head of home ec? And we're normal now. Back at Hamilton High School.
Back at Hamilton High School, per our agreement, we're normal now.
God, it feels good to be back. And honestly, I've been strutting around these hallways.
There is not. You have been strutting.
You've been sashaying away
you've been
from
strutting.
students.
Yeah.
Also, are you playing Aerosmith in a little boombox in your back pocket?
You know it. How does
Walk this way?
walk this way? Yeah, talk this, and then I dream on. I play that one.
A poorly edited compilation of the hooks.
Yeah, it's
You play, of course, the almost your namesake, Crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
Well, and last week you got your belly button pierced, and then you jumped off of the roof of the school, bungee jumping off of it, like what's her name? In the
Alicia
video.
Silverstone.
Alicia
I have a
Video.
question
Yeah.
about that video. Sorry. I've always wondered, it's implied in that video that she's bungee jumping by her belly button ring.
Oh yeah,
Really?
So she's
Yeah.
attached to the bungee cord by her belly button ring?
that's right.
The 90s were crazy.
And that whole stunt was improvised on set.
Is that true?
That was a Silverstone riff. Yeah.
Classic
She's famous
Silverstone
for
riff,
that.
yeah.
We remember all the deaths that happened on the set of Clueless because of some of her antics.
Yeah.
Well, that whole movie was improvised.
Really?
No script.
Really?
Not a single
No,
line.
there
was
happened
written.
to be cameras on the streets of LA. They caught it all.
They cut it
Cinema
off.
verite. That's what you need. That's the best kind of filmmaking.
Yeah, at the top. Oh, verite. I
Verite.
mean, let's not have a very clear plot or acting or emotional moments. Let's just see people in their verite lives.
I
If
really-
the people are beautiful and you can tell the director wants to fuck both of them and just put a camera on them while they're in bed, that's
Yeah.
art.
I really loved it when everybody got access to cameras for cheap and could make
Yes.
anything they want.
Well, I'm with
Everything got so good.
I'm with the Duplosses. Just make stuff, baby. It doesn't matter if you've thought it all the way through. As long as you've got like a twee blonde getting naked at some point and a couple white guys ruminating on their failed acting careers, I'm on board.
What a shock jock. You heard it first here. What a shock jock. Wow.
That's why they call ourselves shock jockeys. Everyone's one that talks like this.
Yeah.
Comes out of nowhere.
It's very shocking.
Now, you are shocking in here, Todd, but I'm really proud of the way you've turned things around on campus.
Thank you.
You have been a model of good behavior for these students.
Oh, I'm very normal for the students. Yes. Thank you for noticing. I was, when you do something good, you do it so people will notice and can compliment you for it. And that's I'm glad you brought it up. I'm glad you noticed. It's why I never succeeded in AA, because one of the steps is do a good deed and don't tell anybody about it.
Right.
I could not make it past that step.
You, anytime you do something nice, you are on the corner with an arrow that you spin and you throw it in the air and you're dressed like a gorilla.
Yeah, I'm throwing it up and I'm clapping before it comes down, and
Yeah.
And that's to advertise your good deed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you were throwing up a sign that said, "I gave money to this homeless loser."
Right.
And it was an arrow that you were pointing. You were throwing it up right next to the
There's
man.
an arrow right next to the man, and I'm in my Harambe costume, tossing it around.
It's obviously Harambe.
Yeah.
It is an official Harambe.
Yeah, it's official because you're dressed like a
licensed.
dead gorilla.
Yeah.
It's a dead gorilla.
It's got a bleeding wound.
that is somehow being reanimated.
I cannot believe that the zoo was profiteering off of that. Can you believe they produced these costumes?
They made all these costumes.
Is that official Harambe merch?
Everything I'm in is official Harambe. Yeah. So these are Harambe glasses I'm in right now. It's a Harambe top hat.
And the proceeds do go to his estate?
Yes, they do go to the Harambe family and the Harambe estate.
And what is that? Is that gorillas somewhere? Is that a family? Did a family sponsor him? Do they own him?
It's you know how Michael Jackson bought the Beatles, all the Beatles music.
Yes.
So it's all. This is Michael Jackson did that with Harambe's estate.
And Paul was mad at him for that. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
That's a normal thing to do.
Yeah, Michael Jackson should own the Beatles music. Courtney Love should own Nirvana's music. Once you create something, it's not yours. It should go to the highest bidder.
Yeah, whoever wants to pay the most.
But yeah, these are my Harambe Crocs.
Harambe gorilla.
I love the
gorilla
line.
chest T-shirt.
Yeah, gorilla chest T-shirt. But thank you again for noticing that I've been better on campus. I have a positive. I'm at my office hours when the students come in, which has been very hard. I'm letting the students act in the school play The Lion King right now.
Yes, yeah,
and they're doing a good job.
Yeah, it's very good. It seems like the rehearsals are on track.
Yeah, I'm doing open rehearsals, and people can come and go as they please.
Oh, we've been hearing the soundtrack has just been booming across campus, and it has been fantastic.
You can hear that.
Yeah, it's been great.
Really amazing.
And it's pretty disruptive.
Yes,
but it's
now.
nice.
I walked by, there's a little window in the classrooms the other day, and I walked by when you were holding auditions for Scar. And
that was the best idea we ever had, was putting one little window in all the classrooms.
Oh, yeah, there's a little rectangular window. You
tiny
got to
window.
have it. You got to be able to
take a
peek in there. And I did see a very obvious scarecrow in your seat behind your desk, and then a student auditioning that looked a lot like you, Todd.
Oh, well, I don't know what you saw. I know there was a promising new student, Podd Tadre, who came in and was cast well as Scar.
And Podd also,
he's been cast, Podd Tadre.
Podd Tadre, and he just joined my marching band as well.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a real jack of all trades.
Some might say he maybe is overextending himself already on his first week of school.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely was in my home ec class.
Yeah, and I heard he's doing well in there.
He's doing pretty well.
Good. And I don't know this whole scarecrow business, because there were crows all over the theater. So obviously that's not what you saw.
Well, it seemed like you packed the theater with crows to throw off the fact that it was a scarecrow. Because if the crows weren't there, everybody would be like, well, that's a scarecrow. Of course. But it seemed crazier. They were packed with crows.
Right.
Podd Tadre is auditioning.
Okay, so what are our two choices here? That I was watching the auditions and a promising new student auditioned with a similar name to me, or that I bought a scarecrow to watch the auditions. I came in and auditioned as a young child and then thought to myself, well, people are going to know it's a scarecrow. How do I convince them it's not? I buy 3,000 scarecrows and I fill the theater with
Just
them.
crows, not
Well, that's even the crazier
Just
thing.
crows.
Scared crows.
Scared crows.
They were scared crows.
Those crows were frightened, so
Yeah.
yes.
Mm-hmm. And the crazy thing is, like you said, Podd Tadre is a young child. This isn't even a student who's past puberty. Podd Tadre is passing himself off as a young virtuoso.
Yes. He's prepubescent.
10-year-old genius.
He's 10 years old and he's a senior.
You want to know the only reason this is hard for me to believe is because I've never heard you talk about a student the way you talk about Podd Tadre. I've never heard you have such glowing reviews.
Usually you hate your students.
Usually you hate your students, but you think he's
You've
so
allegedly
smart.
killed students in the past.
Allegedly.
The Wimberleys. If anybody sees the Wimberleys, let us know. We're
They
still
must be
looking for them.
around town.
What's the story with the Wimberleys again? How do we leave
the
them?
story with the Wimberleys is, my documentary is on Netflix. You can check it out.
Finding the Wimberleys.
It's Finding the Wimberleys. And it's about 6 to 8 sets of twins in the Wimberley family who were all, I allegedly killed in my theater classes, and a pair that were hit allegedly by Sam.
Yeah.
And I am saying that
But
the weather.
Oh, because you thought they were a stop sign.
No,
Yeah.
they were fire hydrants.
That's right.
And that is not alleged. That's proven. I did hit the kids. I do not know.
They didn't die, they disappeared.
Exactly.
And so the documentary is about how these 12 kids, all twins,
Are living in Cuba.
are living in Cuba. And I am not.
Cuba.
And Cubanissimo. And so
Cubano.
there's a lot of edited photos of what I think they look like now, wearing
Yeah.
Cuban hats, smoking cigars.
Of what you think they look like now.
Right, because we haven't found them. But it's kind of like if you're in Cuba and you see this kid and I take a photo and it's a kid in a hat wearing all linens. That's
Linens,
the
not
Wimberley.
linen clothes.
No, he's wearing bed sheets.
And scientifically, that's called a hypothesis, right? So you do know what you're doing.
It's a scientific hypothesis, and I'm waiting for it to be proven.
Well, wait.
So anyway, Podd Tadre, I mean, you should see this kid. Most students are just infuriating. They're not as adult as I am. They're going through all of these changes and they don't know what it is and they're asking for help.
You expect the kids to be sort of your equal, and if they're not, it's a real struggle for
It's
you.
so hard to teach them how to be an adult.
Yeah.
It's just be that way. This Podd Tadre kid, I'm not having issues with at all. So I mean,
Well, if you say it's not you.
Yeah, I mean,
believe
who are
you.
we to question
for
it?
my
We're not
word.
going to sit here and roast you for it
Yeah.
the whole day.
No.
Look, and I mean, honestly, otherwise, if this is all true, this sounds like you really are about as normal as you've ever been, Tom.
I am normal.
God, you're normal.
I'm normal.
Back to basics.
Now, Sam,
Back to basics.
Back to basics, baby. Sam, I really enjoyed the weekly barbecues you've been having. I think
yeah.
it's really good for morale.
Thank you so much. Yeah, those have been really nice.
really good for morale.
Yeah, we haven't had nearly enough Al on campus.
Where is he? Where is Al?
Well, he only shows up to
Well,
this
he shows up to these barbecues.
We want more Al.
And that's what I noticed that the school was missing.
You're trying to trick Al to come around more.
That's right. I know he had been pretty offended when Al and our previous principal have gotten in a big fight.
Big fight between Al and the previous
I saw
and the
it.
principal.
I witnessed
the
it.
current
It
principal.
was
And you
struggle.
know, Al's a fat man. We know it.
We know.
And we love it. I
That's
mean,
why we
he's
love it.
jovial. He's fat. He's funny. He bumps into things. Sometimes they stick.
He's always
It's
in a
great.
good mood. He's really fat. He's overweight.
He's
really nice.
He's one of these guys that
He's
when
really
you just
nice, really
talk-
chunky.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you talk to him, and not only is he smart, but he's fat. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
he's very
And not only.
he's very complimentary of you and checks in with things that you have been working on and remembers things about you. And he's fat.
Exactly.
He treats he normally used to treat the kids really wonderfully. Like the kids all really loved him. He was super fat, and they always they all did good on his tests and
Well,
stuff.
he's just a classic example of a good communicator. I
Yeah.
mean, we're only as happy as we
Are fat.
as we are fat,
Uh-huh.
right? No, not just fat. As we are, we're only as happy as we can let others in, right? And he gives you exactly what he needs. I
Right.
need food and companionship because I'm alone and hungry.
And these
so when I invite him to a barbecue,
Yeah.
we knock them both out.
Yeah.
He's there. He's having a blast.
Is that the only thing? So these barbecues obviously you've been having are for morale.
They're great for morale.
And but
Well,
also
for morale,
Yeah.
really boosts everybody's feelings. Around
Yes.
campus.
Yeah. Everybody's had better feelings
Everybody's
since we've
had better
morale.
feelings since we've had morale, and I'm really proud of that. It's my first assignment this year. I haven't.
having barbecues for yourself. That's the first
It's my first assignment that I've been able to tackle because of my emotional recentering. I guess
Right.
you could
Yeah.
say. I was in a pretty heightened space last year. I feel silly talking about it now.
Right.
For the last couple years, actually, I blew up a school. I blew up the Louvre. I blew up.
Yeah,
many
you had little
cars.
robots, little cowboys.
It's been an emotional journey, and I feel like I'm finally getting back to myself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
these barbecues have been a nice way to avoid any of my work at school.
Yeah.
And do something that we all actually enjoy instead of like picking up the phones or.
Which have literally rung off the hook now.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, they're broken, which is wonderful. which is wonderful because
What they
now that
say-
pesky sound is gone.
Well, they say, if you have a line outside, it makes people want to come in. And a lot of people will say, like, that's not how schools work.
No, we've
people
had
don't
people-
join in the middle of the year
We've had
and show up
people
on hype.
furiously trying to get in touch with the school, and I think that's because of the line. I mean,
Yeah.
because of the line of them not being able to get through, they want to reach us even more. I mean, there are some scheduling problems and some delivery problems we've had. We haven't had food
Right.
delivered in the
The
last
students'
couple weeks.
measles, mumps, and rubella vaccinations were postponed because we never heard from the reps, even though they left multiple
Yes,
voicemails.
measles is coming back in America right
Yeah.
now.
Students, the measles, mumps, and rubella immunizations are postponed, so stay away from all three of those things
Yeah.
until further notice.
I have mumps right now.
Mumps are back.
Mumps are honestly not that bad. You guys see them?
No, mumps
don't-
are just bumps.
Well, let me show you my mumps. See those? Those are mumps.
So those are let's describe what these mumps look like for
Tell the audience what you're seeing.
our
these
readers, our readers and listeners at home.
Right. And again, if you're reading the transcript of this for our deaf students, wazza. We're trying. Wazza.
So these mumps look about like fist-size growths.
Yeah.
Coming
And then
out
your
of
mom is drawn on them.
Yeah. They're pictures of my British mother.
yes.
They're little bumps with pictures of your British mother
Right.
on
They're
them.
mumps.
Mums.
Right. And you did just have bumps.
Yeah,
Until you
these are
decided
not
to-
officially. These are not what people know
No.
in the doctor community.
No, they're giant
Not the
calcium
medical
deposits.
community.
The doctor
No.
community.
These are things that I've called mumps. These are not actual mumps. These are not
Right.
official mumps. Like the merch you're wearing. These are not official mumps.
Right. You're wearing unofficial mumps.
Right, exactly. But I'm hoping that some of the scar tissue will go down. You guys all know, I was once an ostrich. I was
Once a bear.
I was once a bear. So I've got a lot of stuff going on inside of me.
But strong immunity. I mean, you've got immunity from both of those animals that really makes you.
Absolutely.
You're immune to ostriches and bears. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got really rocked by a bear, thrown around, torn up, and you were totally immune to it.
Yeah, no, I go camping all the time, and I get like just tossed around and thrown up against trees with their jaws.
I saw one bear try to eat you like a human eating lobster.
He put a little bib on.
Put a bib on. He was trying to break you up and dip you into.
He was trying to crack me up and break me in butter, dip me in butter.
He was trying to churn you into butter at one
Yeah,
point.
and it
right?
almost he was trying to churn me into butter, and and it almost seemed like, now obviously the crazy thing, it seems like the crazy thing is that I, a man, am being eaten like a fancy meal
Right.
by a bear.
Right.
But what was weirder to me is that the bear was obviously celebrating something that night. It felt like the bear.
That bear does not always have a nice lobster dinner.
No, it was rare that he was there having a lobster
'Cause he-
dinner.
he-
Some other bears were congratulating him. It felt like
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I
he-
think that is the weird thing.
he had
I think
eat-
that is the weird thing.
He
The
had
one.
eaten up Ray Lewis because he was trying to do a surf and turf.
That's right. That's right. And unfortunately, he couldn't get his surf
He couldn't get a surf.
because you were sopping wet, right? You would just come out. You
were
just come
boogie
out of the
boarding.
water.
You'd been
and he
boogie
was
boarding.
looking
there's
at
a
you
lot
for
of
nice
aspects to this
surf.
story. Yes, I was wet.
You
I
were
was,
surfing up in the mountains.
yeah, it was in Big Surf. I was up in Big Surf,
Beautiful.
which is gorgeous. If you take a weekend to go to Big Surf, California, it's not north.
It's actually
south. It's
Yeah,
south.
it's southeast.
Yeah.
Southeast.
Yeah,
Southeast.
it's deep southeast.
Southeast. Anyway, I was immune to that. I made it through that. I survived
that's
that
good.
bear attack.
Or Bear's birthday, maybe.
Well, yeah, it wasn't an attack. I mean, I ended up being attacked, but it was a bear celebration. I survived that bear celebration.
That's really nice.
Stu, you had the big marching band competition against Drumline featuring. Who was the person that they had featured? They featured.
Was
I
it
forget.
the Neptunes?
It was.
It was the Neptunes.
It was.
right?
It was.
So it was our 6-person sitting band against a drumline with the Neptunes.
Yeah.
Pharrell.
And I saw when I
And they
got
had set
there.
up the whole stadium show with the smog.
Yeah.
The fog and the
they had
lights.
they had a smog
smog.
machine. they had a smog machine. They
Good.
They spent a lot of money on getting the stadium really dirty. And they, when I saw their show, I was scared.
Yeah.
I was as prepared as a guy with a 6-person marching band can be. Okay. And we watched their show, and it was just like, smog's everywhere. They had like trash trucks coming in from both sides, syncing to the beeps.
Why?
There was the whole theme of their show.
Why?
It was the theme of their show. It was,
the theme was about global climate change isn't real.
Climate change isn't real.
And so they were filling the place with smog and being like,
Yeah.
is anyone warmer or colder?
Yeah.
No.
I'm so sick of people talking about climate change.
And in what way are you sick about that?
The Earth, it warms, it cools. There was an ice age. Like, it's going to be fine.
Yes, it's not. What, you want us to stop burning coal and oil because you think it's bad for us? I'll sit in a room with coal and oil burning and prove to you it's fine for us.
Yeah.
In any
Yeah.
sort of enclosed space.
Yeah, you're going to do a Morgan Spurlock like with McDonald's, but with coal and oil burning in a room.
Yeah, I'm
for
going
a
to
month,
sit
right?
in a room for a month with coal and oil, and it's going to show that, just like Super Size Me showed that McDonald's is fine,
Yeah.
this is going to show that global warming doesn't exist, and I'm going to be more smug and more annoying than Morgan Spurlock could ever be.
Good luck. Good luck. I don't know. Good luck.
Yeah, the other thing that he and I have in common is we both hosted a crappy 90s MTV reality show.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You hosted Sprung Broke, right?
Yeah, I hosted MTV Sprung Broke. And so these were people who had just been gotten off on
prison.
bail, out of prison. They just got sprung and had no money.
It was not sexy.
Yes, it was.
And you
not.
took him to South Beach to rob everybody who was on spring break.
Yeah. So we robbed Bill Bellamy, we robbed Dan Cortez, we robbed Vitamin C.
Wow, MTV really set up their own employees there.
Yeah. Kurt Loder ended up being. We tried to rob him.
You guys murdered Loder, isn't that right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was wild.
That was that was a hologram for the last 7 years of his career.
Whoa.
When they invented that hologram technology, they wanted to use it on someone important. So they said, let's try it with Loder first. This is the guy.
This is the guy for sure.
And then if this works, we'll take a step down to Tupac or someone like that. Someone who had less of an effect on the cultural atmosphere.
Right. Loder, who lived to about 65 and mildly read news to people who weren't interested, opposed to, Tupac, who only lived to 25 and changed music forever.
Well, you know what? Loder made a deal with the devil. This is true. That he could have no talent but somehow continue getting paid to do a job that nobody wanted or needed,
Wow.
which was reading news on MTV.
That's the deal. That's the best deal I've ever heard.
God, I'd love that deal.
And what did he
deal?
what did he give up?
What did he give up?
Yeah.
Attractiveness and personality.
He was handsome. He was Fabio-esque and gave it up to never have to work on.
Yeah, he had Dan Cortez's body.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That was the trade, and Cortez had to be famous for 4 years and then nothing for the rest of his life.
We're normal now.
We're normal now. So the sitting band is playing against the Neptunes. It's filled with fog.
Yeah, global warming isn't real. They're pumping in smog.
They're pumping in smog, and I mean, when their performance was done, the judges stood up and clapped. They gave them a standing ovation.
Wow.
They actually asked if they could just cancel the whole competition, and I said, please just let us go.
You begged them.
I begged them to please let us go.
Humiliating.
Look.
I know it was bad, but then I decided to make a huge choice. All right, and I got found out mid performance.
Oh, yes.
talking about?
We were all there. We all saw it. It was so humiliating.
It was maybe the most humiliating day of my entire life. I had my six marching band members go out on the stage, and I had them all have those those old gags where you'd have like a pole with mannequins attached to it, and you make so one person can control 5 or 6 mannequin
very
versions.
obvious.
So you
thing
tried
when you
to
see
make
it.
a 30.
I tried to make a 30-person band out of 6 people.
Yeah.
And to fill out that sound, I took a page out of the old Milli Vanilli handbook. And
and you went a little Willy Vanilli with
You did
with
get
it
Willy Vanilli.
because you were trying to make a 30-person. You took 6 people and you put 5
on each of them. Each
side.
person was
so
controlling
you had like
60.
a 64-person band, which is illegal.
It's too big.
You went Willy Vanilli.
You went Willy Vanilli with it.
And so anyway, mid track they're playing our tracks, and it's getting hot in here. The Nelly song.
So you're playing that to track with Nelly's voice?
With Nelly's voice.
So stupid.
But I thought it was within theme. It was within the theme. They were doing global warming, and I was like, it is getting hot in here. So
you were
take off all
saying
your clothes.
you were kind of doing a rebuttal. This was almost a debate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to make it that. But then of course, the CD skipped.
Yeah.
And it was just, it's getting.
And do you think any of that is because you had kept the CD on the ground in your car for 3 months?
Yeah, I fished around in my car for something, and all I could find was a CD that honestly looked like I'd scraped it on concrete for a few days.
Yeah.
Well, the bottom of your car is concrete, right? Because
It is. My
the
carpet-
car was dragging.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of
I lowered
Fred
it.
Flintstone's car.
I lowered it.
You lowered your car too much and became Fred Flintstone.
I lowered it because I thought it was cool, but then the sort of bottom burned out as I drove it for a little
Well,
while.
then all your tires popped, so you had to put that large tusk as one big front wheel across the front.
Yeah, so it's now more of a sled that I push with my feet and whoever's a passenger
And
with
you keep
me.
denying that is elephant tusk, but we know it is. We know it is.
It's not an elephant tusk; it's artificial elephant.
Okay, then where's how? Right when you got that in your car, the elephant at the zoo lost its tusk coincidentally.
Yeah, you're gonna have to ask the zookeepers. Okay, I don't know. What are you saying that I went in
There's
there?
footage of you.
What?
There's footage.
That footage was doctored.
Nah.
The man in that footage is way more pale than me. Before you
Yeah,
say,
but you look cartoonishly tan. You've obviously gone to a tanning bed to
I
change
was
your
gonna say
appearance.
before you say that I paint myself with wood stain every morning to make me not look as pale as I actually am.
Yeah. Well, when you say more pale, you mean more like a bucket?
Yes, the guy. I mean, listen, the guy in the video didn't look anything like a bucket. And look at me.
Yeah, you look exactly
I
like
look
a bucket.
exactly like a bucket. So
You look a lot like a bucket.
So, I mean, either I put on a costume that made me look nothing like a bucket.
Right.
Yeah.
And I went in there and I used an electric saw to cut the tusk off of an elephant.
You know, I think we need to know a little more about you. So
Yeah.
you're the band teacher,
Yeah.
and you're pathetic because your band sucks. But what's your ethos? What's your ethos? I mean, you drive a Flintstones car. You're working with almost nothing.
My ethos, I mean, that I would say my ethos in general is to just make do with what you have.
Okay.
Don't push
Man of the land.
Yeah.
You're a resourceful guy.
I'm a resourceful guy. I mean, and you got to be, working as a teacher, for the past 15 years, I've been a teacher, and every time a problem comes to my face, you could either stop and say, well, I can't fix this, so there's no path forward. Or you can say, I'm going to cut a lot of corners, and I'm going to solve this problem in the best way that I can. And usually that means doing a bad job to get the same result.
But that's a job that no one else is doing, right? So if I finish it, you can't tell me that you're not satisfied with how it got done. I'm on your same page.
Yeah.
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 Absolutely.
If the job gets done, it doesn't matter if you cheat, steal, break laws, as long as the job gets done. And that's kind of always the way that I've operated.
That's going a little far. I used to agree with you, but I'm normal now, and I think that's a little too much for I think what we're trying to do this year. Am I right? I mean,
Absolutely.
here at the lounge, we all got to support each other, right? And I don't want to go any crazier than anyone else does.
No, we've been to hell and back, and we're normal now.
We're normal
Yes.
now. We do want to say we're going to take a quick break, but we needed to get some material materials in the lounge, because Howard paid for everything before. Now he's dead. So we've had to get some sponsorships. Today, we got a new sponsor for our headphones. So we're wearing, and we recommend this to anyone for any of your headphone needs. We're wearing Audio Slave. Boy, the Audio Slave earbuds.
Yeah. You've all heard of Beats by Dre. These are headphones by Audio Slave.
There's no pun. They're just called headphones by Audio Slave.
And let me tell you something. I got these headphones on right now, and I have never heard so much treble.
Absolutely.
Penny, high, just what you want.
Honestly, I can't tell if what I'm hearing is my tinnitus or...
Your what?
Tinnitus.
What does that mean?
Some people
It's
call
an
it...
incorrect way to pronounce tinnitus.
No, that's the right way. It's tinnitus.
What's tinnitus then?
Tinnitus or tinnitus is ear ringing. It's permanent ear ringing.
Tinnitus is when you wake up and you never feel like it's morning. That's when you have tinnitus. you wake up and you always think it's nighttime. You always think it's time for dinner.
Yes.
I had tinnitus for a while, and it was socially tough.
Because I woke up this morning, I ate a big roast beef, and was like, I'm going to call it a night.
I hear you, buddy. I hear you. You get a big roast beef, slather on some horseradish and a few glasses of wine. Yeah. You're back to bed by 10 a.m., but you think it's beef.
Tinnitus.
I feel like we all have tinnitus.
If you're suffering from tinnitus, go ahead and come on down to the lounge. We'll help you out with it. We've all been there.
We've all
You're
had
not alone.
tinnitus. So, Audio Slave earbuds sponsor today's podcast. We'll be right back with more of the Teacher's Lounge.
Attention Hamilton students, if you see Dana Carvey wandering around campus, let us know. I repeat, if you see Dana Carvey walking around campus, let us know. Submissions are open for Church Lady class on Friday.
Well, we got a guest in the lounge today. We're normal now, so we're trying to bring in guests that are as normal as us. And so this gentleman, we've known for a while, and we're excited to have him on here to talk about his life. He is a class pet rep, and his name is Greg LeSessions. Hey, Greg.
Hey, it's really nice to be here around a bunch of normal guys.
Greg, we love you, man. You really keep us stocked with class pets.
Not the first time we've met, obviously.
No, we love your family.
We love your family.
They're a great family.
Yeah.
Been around for centuries.
And now you have multiple families. You have your human family,
right?
But then also your family that you call your animals.
Right. Well, I have 3 human families. I don't want to give short shrift to the other 2. They rank second and third behind the first place family, of course. But animal kind I kind of hold as another family to me.
Right.
Yes.
So you deal a lot with animals as your family, but also you've got a wife and kids, another wife and kids,
Correct.
and then a husband and adopted kids,
Right.
and you rate them against each other and share your time between all of them.
Correct. And again, it's nice to be around a bunch of normal guys again.
So this is really a big love. You have a big love.
Yeah.
You can house a lot of love.
Yes, well, I'm fortunate enough to work in the pet rep industry, which, as you know, is one of the most lucrative careers you could possibly take. So I have enough money to kind of support, multiple families.
There's a lot of money in Big Pet, and everybody knows that. Everybody knows Big Pet. They got the lobbyists in Washington. They control a lot of what's going on.
Absolutely. There are not supposed to be. What you don't understand about a lot of media is that most of those are written with no animals involved. And
Correct.
Big Pet comes in and they make sure there are animals in every script. They get on TV. They get some representation out there for pets.
Lassie was originally just about a nice boy.
A nice boy who didn't.
It was called Laddie.
And Mr.
right.
Ed was just a big loser who they would put peanut butter in his teeth.
A human man, though.
Yeah, human man.
That's right. That's one of our industry's great punch-ups. Was take this peanut butter mouth man and turn it into a horse.
I also thought it was great. I thought it was great that you guys took Homeward Bound from a silent movie of just landscapes and added animals to every scene.
Yeah.
That was the easiest sell we ever had because it was a pretty bad idea originally.
Yeah, that was supposed to be. It was sold as the worst movie of all time.
It was sold as this will bring in people in awe of the badness.
Yeah, we're ready to put Warner Brothers out of business, and here's how we're going to do it.
The poster said worse than verite.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, the
Never be able to get to the bottom of that.
I'll tell you what, the Duplass brothers were furious when we got those animals in there. They just wanted to film those mumbly landscapes with sort of a babbling
Bellwood
brook
Brown
sound
was
effect.
originally a Duplass Brothers movie.
Correct.
Well, their father. It was the Duplass brothers.
The Duplass fathers.
The Duplass fathers. Well, yeah, that's it. They're like they're a long line. The Duplass mothers are actually my favorite artists.
Really?
Yeah.
I was always into the Duplass grandmas.
Well, I tell you what's fucked up. Have you seen the last Duplass Uncles film? That's pretty fucked
That is
up.
fucked up.
It's pretty fucked up, right?
Now, you look like a guy that deals with pets a lot.
Yeah.
Ponytail, thick, long mustache.
Two vests.
Two vests. with all
Scratched
different
up
feeds.
arms and hands.
And I apologize for the scratches.
Oh, it's okay.
That's okay.
Thank you.
So what is your day-to-day? How do you sell a teacher on having a pet?
Sure.
And
So
what kind of pets do you like to sell?
Yeah, I mean, the way I look at it is really is a lot like, the way a guy comes in selling candy at a vending machine, okay? I'm coming around, I'm looking for empty pet cages at a school. Anything that's looking a little thin on pets.
So you start on places where you can confine animals.
Right.
That's
yes.
what you start with.
Absolutely. I'll take shoe boxes, any sort of open vestibule, lockers. I've been really pushing to keep a lot of animals in lockers at school.
Yeah,
That's been a
there's
big thing in the district is surprise pet locker.
Right.
yeah.
So what I've been doing is spending a lot of time giving lizards wedgies and cramming them into lockers, just
well, yeah, the ninth.
as like a demo for what you can do. I mean,
Yeah,
plus
the ninth
pets are
graders-
dynamic.
Yeah, the ninth graders have a big ass pelican in one of the lockers.
That's right. That's right.
That's a cool class pet.
Peter the Pelican.
Yeah, Peter the Pelican.
I hand reared him.
Uh-huh.
I took him from a pier, hand reared him to just be, sort of the perfect companion for
And how
for
did
middle school.
how did your peer feel about that to lose a pelican?
Right.
You just
Yes,
poached
it was
him?
a PEER rather than a PIER. Yes.
okay.
Someone that was similar age and background to
Correct.
you.
I mean, look. In the animal rep trade, it's cutthroat. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of animals floating around, and so I went in and I, at night, snuck into his apartment, abducted the pelican.
Wow.
I first had to duct tape its big old beak shut, and I'll tell you what, I went through an entire roll of duct tape.
Wow.
because those beaks are
Strong
huge.
beaks.
These are huge beaks.
Because this is a big ass pelican.
And was
too.
this now-
isn't just
One
a
of the biggest
normal-sized
pelicans in the nation.
I don't know a ton about pelican beaks, but I know that if they have a lot
Well,
of...
don't start.
I don't want to
You
offend
must
anybody.
be a pelican.
I don't want to offend
make a
anybody.
judgment.
I don't want to offend anybody, but I do know that their beaks can be bigger if they've got a bunch of fish in their gullet at the time.
Correct.
Yeah,
So if
what was
this was a
his
full-
gullet stuffed at the time?
He had a stuffed gullet.
That's
That's what we,
hard.
in
That
the
must have
industry we
been
call
really
it a
hard.
stuffed gullet.
Yeah.
And
full load.
I know this pelican. I'm glad you brought it around because I've been using it to deliver babies to women.
You do know this pelican.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know this pelican. Well, I've been using him since he's been around. Yeah.
Hell of a pelican.
Not a stork.
What's that?
Not a stork.
Storks are played out.
Storks are played out.
And I'll tell you what, I get a much better markup on a pelican than a stork. I will
Right.
tell you that just candidly.
Very interesting.
Now,
Yeah.
Kylie the kangaroo has been I think a joy to the students to
Yes.
have around campus.
Yes, thank you.
The boxing team loves him. Was that did you get that from Australia or what was the story
Correct.
there?
Poached it, resuscitated it back here in North America.
Wow.
I thought I had it killed. Oh, I'm a big game hunter myself. Also, there's a lot of crossover in this industry.
Now, there's nothing that feels more powerful than having a gun and murdering a huge animal from a far
Yes.
distance.
Yeah.
Absolutely correct.
Yeah, it's so cool.
You were
when
hunting
people
with-
show me photos of their hunting, where they go to like Alaska and they kill some huge thing, and they're like, "Look at this."
Yeah, I recently poached a giant squid.
Oh,
Went out into
Really?
the ocean, harpooned
Wow.
it straight through the eye.
Did you make calamari? I mean, what do you do with the
First
giant
question.
squid? Giant calamari?
I made the biggest calamari you've ever seen. I wore it like an inner tube.
Awesome.
And then I had my friends eat it from around my waist.
Yeah,
It was a good
wow.
party.
Now
That's
that's
so
like a
fun.
luau or something. That
Yeah.
feels like a cool version
Yeah.
of a luau.
I'll
Big-
tell you what, you sign a big contract with Pacific Coast Animals, and that's the kind of party we're going to set you guys up with.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I like this incentivizing.
Right.
So
Because right
Pacific-
now we have you on an animal-by-animal basis, and you're trying to get us on a contract.
Contract.
Yeah, I want a retainer.
I'll tell just a couple of issues that I have with
Wow,
that
your
sort
teeth
of
are
business.
beautiful.
I have a couple of issues with your business model. If I'm being honest, in a high school such as ours, the kids sort of switch classes all day long.
Right.
In an elementary school, class pets make sense because you're in the same class all day long. You don't go to a different class. You develop a relationship with that bunny or guinea pig.
They
or
make
hamster.
so much sense in elementary school. They're good for learning.
Yeah, they teach you how to nurture something. In high school, you're moving around. You're not focused on one place as your home base. I mean, everybody has a homeroom, obviously,
Right.
But the kids don't really foster that sort of like one-on-one connection with the pet. So how do you sort of look at that in terms of how your role can be sort of melded into the high school system?
Sure. So I see this as a big opportunity for the industry.
Meld.
A real tuna meld of an opportunity. And the way I see it is animals never stop teaching us, right? We
That's
learn
good.
a little bit about human relationships, how to take care of things when we're younger. When we're in high school, this is when our hormones start raging.
Yes.
Okay, and we are looking
Yes.
at other people as sexual beings for the first time.
Almost as prey.
Almost as prey, precisely. So we come in, we give students the opportunity to truly feel like an apex predator in the school environment, gives them the context to go, ask Susie to the dance.
So you're saying the way that they're trained here is not like how you would maybe get a kid a dog, or maybe a couple gets a dog when they want to have a baby just to see how they work together.
Sure.
You're saying you bring in animals so that the kids learn how to hunt
Yeah, it's
and learn
always
how to be a predator.
it
tell you-
always seems like you're dressing up the students to be one level in the food chain above whatever the class pet is, and they fuck with it.
Exactly. And that is our birthright as humankind.
Okay.
For example, you've been recently dressing like Harambe.
Yeah, that's correct. Yes. Yeah.
And I think that there's more than a little of that is mocking his status as lower than us on the food chain.
I mean, part of it is
And I'll tell you what, as the person who personally put the bullet through his head,
Wow!
that's right.
Oh my God! I had no idea.
That's right.
You're the man that killed Harambe.
That's right.
Wow.
Congratulations! I know you got a lot of shit for that.
You know what? I did.
Yeah.
But I'll take it,
You were with the dentist that killed Cecil the lion, right?
Correct.
So you've killed a lot
I
of...
talked him into it.
He didn't want to.
He was there to fix his
He
teeth.
absolutely didn't want to. He absolutely didn't
And
want
let's
to.
be clear, we're not judging you here. We are on your side. It
Yeah.
was
Thank you.
obviously Harambe's fault that kid fell into the enclosure and he had to be killed.
Yes.
I mean,
It is our birthright.
I agree.
Now,
And that lion. I mean, what's he doing just walking around? Doesn't he know that we go
No.
there to hunt?
I'll
go
give
there
you the
now.
inside scoop on what happened with Cecil. Ooh. I was there with the dentist. I was picking on him big time.
The dentist.
Yeah, you were razzing him.
Razzing him hard. Razzing him as hard as I could.
Yeah.
Okay. He gets angry. He points the rifle at me. And I position myself between him and Cecil the lion to see if I can kind of get a free kill in. So he pulls the trigger. I dodge. Don't make it all the way out of the way. Bullet goes through my bicep, straight into Cecil's heart.
In and out.
wow.
Wow. So that bullet went through you.
Right, like a hockey deflection.
And still had enough force to kill a full-grown lion.
Yeah, I have almost threadbare muscles.
Yes.
Wow.
You have a very weak upper body.
It's weak, but there's a lot of it. It's just sort of loose fibers.
Yes.
It seems to me like you know just about everything about animals. I mean, not only do you have these big programs where you're trying to get big beasts in classrooms, but you're also in charge of the new directive, A Bug in Every Backpack. Right?
Correct. That's right. I think it's vital that people are caring to remind us, that ultimately we're all hive animals, to carry around a full beehive in their backpack. And the
could
side
be
benefit
good.
is as kids are getting honey, a lot of kids aren't eating at home enough. The economy's in the tank.
Yeah.
And they're getting honey
And
harvest.
honey is good for them.
Correct. Densely caloric.
Okay.
Yeah, would you consider yourself opposite Steve Irwin? Like, are you? Because it seems like you
Well,
love
you-
animals, but you want them all dead.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it's a fair
You did give a
evaluation.
manta ray a heart attack. So in that way, you're very opposite Steve Irwin.
Well, the irony is that the irony is I gave this manta ray a heart attack because I was trying to deliver it a cake to celebrate the death of Steve Irwin.
What What a nice guy you are. Your priorities are totally in line.
So you're
told you, it's
underwater.
cutthroat.
You're
It's cutthroat.
Absolutely.
You're underwater
With a
in
birthday
scuba gear with a loose birthday cake that's
delivering
sort of
a
falling
dissolving
apart.
cake.
Yeah. Sneaking up behind a manta ray to say, it's okay, it's all right.
You never throw a surprise party for a manta ray.
No.
And to be
It's
honest,
all right.
It's another lesson that animals can teach us.
no, and not to draw parallels that maybe aren't obvious to everyone, but did you have anything to do with the birthday celebration of the bear that ate Bill as a lobster?
Yeah, were you there for the birthday?
That's right. I was still.
Had that bear killed another nature conservationist?
I was trying to throw another surprise party. None of the other bears were interested, so I was hiding at the time, which is probably why you didn't see me. I was in a tree trunk.
You've been everywhere. Let me ask you this with some of the animals you have. Let's say you're currently pretending to be two people and you need an animal to dress up like you and maybe people aren't convinced that a scarecrow that you made is you. So you need an animal to walk around like you.
Wow, what a random question.
Off the top of my head, that's a question that a lot of people I think might have listening to this or to our deaf listeners who are reading. What's that? What animal would you recommend?
That is a great question.
Thank you.
And, at Pacific Coast Animals, we are 100% dedicated to using animals to solve any problems that you may face.
Right.
For you specifically.
This isn't my problem, but keep going. This is just hypothetical. but keep going.
In the abstract, then.
Right.
I would go with something like a parrot. Because you can
I was not expecting that.
you can teach it to speak on your behalf,
That's good.
and that's going to get you through a lot of doors. It's gonna
You know what
break
they
through
say
a lot
about
of
parrots? You
thresholds.
can teach them to speak, but you can't teach them to shut up. You know what I mean? You got to be careful with a parrot. That's a lifelong
Yeah, that's
commitment.
interesting.
It's like marrying a wife.
I've been trying to sell.
Marrying someone's wife.
I've been trying to sell you on parrots for what now? 10 years,
10 years, yeah.
and you have been steady. No.
Well, I've had an experience with the parrot before, and I'm not opening that door again.
Well, I'd like for you to open up now and kind of put this public, because you've never told me what happened between you and this supposed alleged parrot.
Oh, God.
I've spent years in therapy talking about this parrot. And
A lot of people think you maybe wasted your time.
well, and I'm starting to think that way too, because I'm not any closer to solving this problem. I was raised by a parrot.
It's daddy issues, huh?
It's daddy issues.
Your dad,
101.
who you guys talked about all the time on other seasons
I don't
of this
have
show?
parents.
You only have parrots.
I was raised.
Both your parrots.
My parents, my biological parents,
Not
died when I was very young.
Uh-huh.
And they left me to my godparents, who raised me with all the phrases that they had learned from my mother and father before they went away.
Well, I think it's so hard because you're constantly growing up in the image of one of your parents.
Well,
You're
yes.
living in his shadow.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but they weren't sure that the parrots wanted you, right? So there was a court case, and they asked the parrots on the stand.
Yeah.
And the
I remember what he said.
The parrot said, "Well, Polly want a cracker."
Yeah.
And they looked
And
at
they're
you
like,
and they
that's
said,
racist.
"Okay."
They were like, that's racist.
But they said, "So are you referring to this young boy as a cracker?" I said, "Polly want a cracker."
Listen,
And they
I
said,
don't know if they're
And they
related.
got custody.
My drug use and my being raised by parrots and not really having a good example. My male parrot father had a pretty bad addiction, and I think that's where it kind of comes
I see.
for me.
A bell is starting to ring in my head. I remember, 50 years back, 45 years back, the
You
story
remember
of a baby who was pushed out of a nest by a mockingbird. Mockingbirds notorious for pushing their siblings out of nests.
Interesting.
And I wonder, it was a human baby pushed right out of a tree.
Boar by mockingbirds?
Your original parents were mockingbirds?
I have never really felt human. I've always sort of felt just left of
course.
human.
Wow, Sam.
I've never been able to drive a car with, my hands don't seem to work really well.
You only eat by having food regurgitated into your mouth.
Yes.
Which I don't mind doing, by the way.
That's fine.
I will continue.
And you've been
appreciate
obsessed with the Bugs in Every Backpack initiative as if you're hungry. And you're appreciative of the possibility of snacking.
No, I'm just supportive of my friend. I want your initiative because I know that you don't get a big marquee animal in every classroom.
No, I try.
Right?
I do my best.
You can't get a lion in every classroom. It would be expensive. But a bug in every
Not dangerous.
That's the
backpack.
biggest issue. Yeah.
Expensive?
Cost is the issue.
A bug in every backpack
Not a dangerous
is
animal.
feasible. You know?
Sure.
And sure, if one jumped into my little beak, I guess I'd eat it. But I don't know. Can we
You
just
referred
move
to
on?
your
So
mouth
you
as a
brought
beak.
I'm
you
struggling.
brought some cool animals with you today
Absolutely.
that you want to show off to us.
I feel like we're on Carson or
I
something.
know, I do
It's
too.
exciting.
We got a couple of. You have a little assistant
Daly.
here.
I feel like we're on after
So, yeah, there's-
the late night with
Remember-
Carson.
There'll
Daly.
never
Oh my
be a
God.
host like
Have
it.
you
Never be a
guys
host like it.
No host like
when he would call you over to the part of the pub where he was sitting.
Yeah, when
like
he
it.
What an honor.
God. So you brought some animals.
Got some animals
Let's take a
here.
look. Okay.
Yeah.
What is in this tub here?
Now we've got a tub of bats here.
Whoa.
Tub of bats.
Clipped all their wings so they can't fly. They're just kind of cross.
Wow.
I'll
These
tell you
look
this.
more like rats
Yeah.
than bats to me.
Greg.
When a bat can't fly, it's honestly depressing.
It is essentially
These look
a rat.
like old men wearing capes crawling around on this table.
These two look like. Have you shaved their heads so they look like they have male pattern baldness?
That's
These
right.
two look
Hold
like.
on, are you
little-
purposely trying to humiliate these guys?
Now,
This one's got a cane stapled to its little paw.
Listen, I've seen people do crazy stuff with tiny animals, and this takes the cake.
Are you
I love it. You know how those
So are you trying to humiliate these bats? Be honest.
be honest.
look, I'm just trying to offer something a little bit different, all right? Everybody
Interesting.
can offer you a bat. Everybody can offer you a bat. They hang upside down. They fly around at night. How many people can offer you a bat that sort of looks like an old superhero?
So you're not unlike a chef. You're not unlike a chef. This is sort of your take on a classic bat.
And you plan to cook these.
Not sure I understand that.
You know how like a famous chef, they don't give you
I get it.
lasagna.
I
They give you a
understand.
deconstructed lasagna.
Of
They give you
course.
the
Like-
thing you love in a new pan.
It's like a noodle, a little cup of sauce, a hunk of ricotta,
I'm
and a half a sausage.
I'm the Wile Dufresne of the animal world.
Exactly.
Seems
You're
like
also the Wile E. Coyote of the animal world.
I'll tell you what, earlier this morning, I was sitting on a rock eating a single bean with a fork and knife. And I had the largest craving for a giant long-legged roast that I've had in weeks.
The longer the leg, the juicier the
And
roast.
Absolutely. I ended up falling right off a cliff.
Right.
God.
Well, you tried
Wow.
to chase this roadrunner off a cliff, and you ran about 70 feet before you fell.
Yeah. The craziest thing was sort of an outline of my body in smoke was left behind, and I thought, I've gained some weight.
That's too bad.
I've been eating too many single beans.
well, let's get these humiliated bats out of here.
Go,
What
yeah.
else do we got? What do we got? Go. One of them's hobbling off. One of them seems to be mourning the loss of their husband or wife.
Yeah, we'll get her another one.
Okay, so this guy looks fun. What is this? Is this a lemur? Is that
Correct.
what we're looking
Is that
at?
what that
That's
is?
right, this is a lemur.
Oh, he's crawling all over you there,
Yeah, we
Stu.
got
Oh,
Stu, he's
buddy.
crawling all over
Stu, he
you.
likes your hair, Stu.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, he's really eating that hair.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
eating it up like pasta.
What's he eating my hair?
Oh my God! He's asking
twirling
me to
it with
put
a
more
fork.
pepper on.
You know, look
it.
at this. Look at this. He's
I mean,
got
I
his.
guess I'll
He's got
put
his.
pepper.
He's got his.
He's doing a
pointer finger
classic
and thumb.
Italian fingers.
He's giving you the Italian fingers. This is my
Oh,
treat.
okay.
I'm sorry. Hold on. I think he's giving a Yelp review to your hair. What?
That's right.
Hey, make it a nice one, buddy.
That's right. Now this is the social media lemur. Okay.
Wait,
Check the Yelp.
my hair already has a Yelp.
Restaurants
Wait, no. Okay, get this asshole off my head.
He just roasted your hair.
Don't
You know
you
what?
kick him out.
You know what? I'm gonna eat your hair and I'm gonna write a Yelp review for you, little buddy.
Don't be
Take it
gross.
easy.
Be the bigger man.
I'm
Be
here.
the
No.
bigger man and
No.
fix your fucking head.
No, I'm
Get
gonna
an
eat,
honest
I'm
review
gonna,
of your restaurant
no,
hair.
I'm gonna eat this lemur. I'm gonna eat this lemur and I'm gonna review it.
Oh, come on.
Tell you
No,
what, don't
that's
eat the
too
lemur.
much.
You
Oh
should have
my
given
God, I
free
just
bread.
got another Yelp bloop. He
Why
said
do you guys
restaurant
why do you
threatened to
guys
eat
have
him for not liking
have-
the restaurant.
Why do you have notifications for my hair on Yelp on your phone?
Oh, we
no,
follow
We're
it.
foodies.
We're foodies. We're fucking
Wait.
foodies, you asshole.
How long has there been a Yelp page for my hair? But who else is eating my hair? I'm unaware. I'm unaware of.
2 stars for $3 signs? I don't think so.
I don't
Thank
charge.
you.
Who's charging?
By the way, atmosphere, a little hairy.
Come on.
Oh, also, I don't know about this. I don't know. They wouldn't give me my money back. I found a hair in my hair the other day.
This restaurant
It's
fucking
crazy.
sucks.
Look, I'll tell you what, though, there is
crazy.
one positive review, and it's the moose.
Yeah, they got good moose. They got good moose.
Look,
Oh my God.
this is making me uncomfortable.
Okay, let's get this lemur out of here. Get the hell out of here.
Get this asshole out of here.
I barely even got to pitch the hook of the lemur.
What
I think we know
got?
the
Doesn't matter.
We know the hook. It can.
What else do we got?
Well, yeah, he's a Yelp superstar. This guy's got one of the most
He's
trusted
an
names on
influencer.
Yelp.
You
Oh my
want
God,
your high
black-
school to be big on social media. You bring this lemur in.
That's right.
And he's
Oh, my-
going to take it to the next level.
Oh my God, a black bear. Jesus
Control
Christ,
him!
man.
Control him!
Oh my God.
No, I can't control
What's
this
he
bear.
celebrating? You can't control him.
I absolutely
You brought in a bear you can't control.
No.
Oh, wait a second. He's doing a sort of a dance. I thought it was anger, but it looks like he's...
Like I said, I can't control him.
And the control thing is that you can't stop him from dancing.
This guy has a case of the rhythms.
Those lips are really articulating as he's dancing around singing a song.
It's not a rain dance at all.
Okay.
Oh, it's not a black bear. This is a polar bear that's a seed. He's just wearing all black.
All right, get this guy out of here.
All right,
hell out of
here.
Get the hell out of here.
He's probably my least favorite animal.
Well, why don't you next bring out
Your favorite.
the crown jewel of your van? What is the crown jewel
Yeah.
in the back of that long
Yeah.
van?
We all
tightly
recognize
packed
the
van.
long van that you drive around. What'd you call it?
It's a tightly packed van.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's your crown jewel?
The crown jewel. Now, this is a big one here. Okay. This is a fully grown, full-blown Komodo dragon.
Whoa.
King of lizards.
Full
King of
blown.
The
lizards.
king of lizards.
Oh my God! Yo, look at him! Wow.
Look at them hissing.
Wow.
Now, these guys, if they were to bite you, their mouths are so dirty and full of bacteria that it festers. They follow you around for a week until you collapse from fever, and then they eat you.
Wow.
Wow, that's
King of
cool. I had
lizards.
no idea.
And I see you've got a pretty good armhole there. I was wondering.
Is that a
how-
6-day-old armhole?
Yeah,
It's
it's
like-
about- yeah, he is kind of like the Ring.
It seems like the
just
lizard is
staring at
saying,
you.
"Take me to the doctor."
Yeah, he's mouthing something about his.
Don't listen
dirty
to a word he
mouth?
says.
He's like, "I'm sick. My mouth isn't supposed to be this dirty."
But I think what the lizard doesn't know
Where's-
is he needs a dentist.
Why did you frame the dentist? I think is what the lizard's saying.
Wow.
Don't
Are
you listen to a word this lizard is saying.
Yeah, I think you probably just don't know the language. I mean, we've got an animal.
You're right. What's the lizard saying? It seems like it's mouthing English to us. Help. Is that help?
Huh,
What does that
interesting.
translate to?
Interesting.
Lizard.
Dentist, huh?
I need the dentist.
Interesting. Interesting.
And has he ever said anything like this before, or do you think he's just in an unusual
He's
environment?
constantly
or-
saying it.
He is.
Yeah, I kind of ascribed it to the mutterings of a crazy lizard.
You thought he was just a bit of a raving lunatic.
Yeah, I mean, his mouth is essentially foaming.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Get out of here, idiot.
Get
Right.
out of here.
And that must be tough. That must be tough for you because
Todd just slapped that lizard.
Right on his big butt.
you didn't care. That
Son! Is this is a
Bill, you must know what's happening here because it is very
it
confusing
seemed
to
like
us.
it seemed like this parrot made a chicken noise and then said "son" at
Oh.
Sam.
I need a break.
Sam,
this your dad?
don't go to a big hit of that opium. No, Sam.
No.
Sam.
I mean,
Jesus,
don't
Sam.
get yourself over your head. This is a Duplass parrot. I doubt that it's actually your parent.
Cracker.
Okay.
Cracker?
Crackers.
Quackers? Is he asking for ducks?
Is he asking for ducks or is he insulting
I
us
got
for being
ducks.
white? I mean, if you got ducks,
I know this parrot.
Oh, boy.
I know this
okay.
parrot well.
Sam, who is this?
Sam is very high.
I know this parrot.
Sam is getting
parrot is
undressed and he's putting on a kimono.
Oh my God!
Dragon, not a dragon. Not
Will
to
you
be
hit play
confused
on-
with a dragon.
Will you hit play on the record player?
Sure.
This parrot is good, man.
Oh, Velvet Underground, nice.
This parrot is my uncle, man.
This is his,
This is Uncle Dave.
Uncle Dave.
Uncle Dave, I haven't seen you since court when you didn't say anything.
Okay, he's either having an opium-induced hallucination here, or this parrot's his uncle.
Now I'm on the top of a mountain.
Okay, this
You're
is
there with
definitely
me, Dave?
hallucination.
Okay, walk us through this.
I'm still in the teacher's lounge.
Okay, not a hallucination anymore.
Okay.
I love you, Dave. You're my uncle, and I've never felt more connected to you.
Okay.
I don't care about that thing that happened.
We're getting something here.
It's
This is
fine.
better than all his years of therapy, just doing opium and seeing a parrot.
It's fine.
Quack! Take your clothes off. Whoa! Oh my God!
It's fine.
Wow.
It's fine. You criticized my art when I was a kid and impressionable.
Oh my God.
oh my God!
This parrot talked shit to him, and he never had self-confidence ever since.
You made me take my clothes off while I painted.
Oh, shit.
It was both. It was both
This is
the art
dark.
thing.
Is that dark if it's a parrot uncle that made him undress while he was a little kid?
Well, the
can't
parrot
tell if
itself
it's-
is very colorful and vivid.
I can't tell if it's
So
dark.
visually, the parrot's not
Yeah.
dark at all.
If you replace dark human activity with one animal, does it make it funny? Or is it still just dark and sad?
I feel better. Let's not talk about it anymore.
Get this animal out of here.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Bye, Dave.
Todd.
Yeah, you feel free to slap it.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
God, I love a nice little permission.
It's a good old slapping parrot.
Well,
Well, that was crazy.
that was
Jesus.
a real trip we just went through there. That
No
was
pun
wild.
intended, Sam.
Yeah, no pun intended, Sam, who was tripping.
A bit of a safari.
Yeah.
Well, judging by the silence, I feel like we don't have much more to talk about here.
Let's see.
Let's see what's going on.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we got a big week coming up this week.
Yeah, we should talk about the week. Let's do a little segment.
Okay.
There's a segment called "We Got a Big Week Coming Up This Week."
That's good. That's good.
That's right.
We bet. Yeah.
I've been talking about a big thing they have coming up that they're excited about.
So this week,
Okay.
Well, we'll go through and then you can top us off at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's make the guest go last.
Yes.
this week is, of course, Spirit and Activity Week at school, which is a big chance for us to show what our contribution is and how we're grounding it this year.
We're going to show our spirit.
So, I'm going to be in the office as usual. I'm going to be looking at the phones, and I'm going to be inviting every child who wants to come into the office and meditate with me to one free crystal
Okay.
and one free hug.
Wow.
Wow.
Just to let everyone know I'm centered and grounded.
Okay.
Just like all good street art says, all you need is hugs.
That's right.
We love street art.
love
Here's
street
the
art.
podcast.
For the kids to bring cash, I'll also be selling some of my glass work, as
Yeah.
well as...
You're doing a cash-only glass-blowing business.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Very dangerous because that gets hot as hell in the office.
Yeah, well, I have it...
Boiling glass.
I have it. I have
In
my
the front
forge.
office.
I have my forge set up in the bullpen right behind where I sit on the thin carpet, and it's going wonderfully.
You keep all that loose cash just in one big dry pile next to the fire, right?
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You really dry out the cash, too.
I
There's
dry out the
twigs on
cash.
it, and there's some leaves, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think...
Come get spirited. Come
get
get
spirited.
lifted.
Grant.
I'm very excited this week coming up. Activity week, obviously. I have entered my home ec students into a banana bread bake-off at a nearby festival. So I haven't got competition out of my blood completely. We are learning how to bake this week, and I want to give it some real stakes.
Yeah, you
And-
had them doing banana bread suicides the other day, right? Where they would have to run from edge to edge of the court with each ingredient.
Exactly, yes. So they run with smashed up bananas. They run with flour.
A tin.
A tin.
And you said you wanted to give the banana bread competition some stakes. How do you think those flavors are going to mix?
Yeah, I meant STEAKS, steaks. I think it's something new in banana bread, banana steak bread.
You'd say that, you could say putting the meat in a bread is kind of a new thing, not even just for banana bread. It's for any kind of bread.
It's a sandwich. It's a typical sandwich. It's just a sandwich with banana bread bun, and it's really all it is. But yeah, we're planning on going to the banana the local fair and doing the banana bread bake off. So we'll see how that goes. Obviously, I've got the uniforms. You've all seen the uniforms that I made for the home ec team.
Yes, you did. I would say a shoddy job on those uniforms.
Yeah.
Well, we're really excited for you to show off your spirit in that baking competition. I think you guys are going to do really well.
And as you guys know, this week the yearly wrapping paper fundraiser for the band is happening, where we sell wrapping paper.
Not around Christmas at all.
No, it's
wrong timing.
It's not Christmas. This is this weird part of the year where no one's birthday is for the next 2 months.
Worst timing.
But you can never have enough wrapping paper. So if you see one of the 6 members of the marching band, ask them about the wrapping paper fundraiser, because we're going to be using those funds to take us to band camp later this year.
And we know it's a big school, it's about 3,500 students. But if you see one of the 6 members of the marching band, make sure to ask you about the wrapping paper.
Yeah,
And buy from them. Last year, they each sold about 1 or 2 rolls. You guys only ended up with, what, $150, $160?
Cents.
Cents.
It was a really bad year last year. We're hoping to, and then you could say that's why we only have 6 members in the marching band this year. So we're trying to make the marching band into a thing, guys. I'm sick of having only 6 members. I'm trying to get people excited about it, and to do that, you have to be able to take them to cool events, take them to camps and retreats, and
humiliate them,
and try not to humiliate them
in front of.
Try not to humiliate them at competitions. So again, if you could just buy a couple of rolls of paper, buy a couple of rolls, you can wrap your school books in them, or you can wrap presents in 6 to 8 months.
Yep, and come to the Spirit play that we're putting on, starring Podd Tadre and written by Podd Tadre.
Podd wrote it.
What's that? Yeah, he's an exciting new talent. He's got a lot going on.
So The Lion King is canceled?
What's that? No. The Lion King is still happening, but for Spirit Week, we're doing a Spirit play. Kind of quick turnaround. It's like one of those.
What's it about? Do you know what Podd wrote about?
Yeah, it's about his relationship with my ex-wife.
Podd's relationship with your ex-wife. And how does he know her?
What's that?
How does he know her?
It seems like
he's taking a lot of creative liberties, I think. He's kind of imagining
he's
what
studying
it would be like. He's been studying me, and this kid has an eye for art and drama.
Seems I saw...
starring him, none of the other kids are good enough for the play. And I think this 10-year-old's really got what it takes.
You're sticking with the fact that he is 10.
Yeah, he's a young guy. He's a virtuoso.
I just believe what they tell me, all right? I didn't sign this kid up. He's a 10-year-old who is wonderful at theater and has a similar name to me. Any animals you were bringing up for Spirit Week?
Yeah, actually, I'm going on a little vacation. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm going on vacation with my number 1 family, which is Steve Irwin's former wife and his 2 children.
Oh, my God.
Wow. It really is a cutthroat business.
Jesus.
Where are you guys going?
Borneo.
Okay.
Borneo.
That's fun.
Borneo in the USA.
That's right.
Is Borneo in the USA?
As far as I know, yes.
Okay. Where is Borneo?
It's deep southeast.
Deep southeast.
Deep southeast.
So
just
Florida.
off of Florida.
Yeah, there's a lot of aqua bears around there.
I see.
A lot of aqua bears.
Manatees.
Thanks for being here. It was great to learn about all these animals. Get them the hell out of here now. Till next week, thanks for joining us. Please stay flippy.
Class is out and the coffee's on. I got a couple things on my chest I got to get off. Cut me some slack and pour me a cup of that joy. Welcome to the teacher's lounge. Let's wrap it up and hit the road.